Japan, renowned for its cleverness and originality, has always been a nation of innovation and creativity, showcasing remarkable achievements and valuable contributions globally. However, the country has not been immune to challenges and threats, particularly from its neighbors and rivals. In recent years, Japan has experienced heightened hostilities and tensions, notably with China, as the latter expands its military and economic influence in the region. This pressure has been more strongly since Japan announced that it would stand by the U.S. in guarding Taiwan's sway and opportunity from Chinese interference. To do so, Japan has been working on moving forward its military quality and capabilities, particularly its naval force. Hold on to your hats. Japan just revealed 5 mind-blowing weapons that have never been seen before. These game changers could shake up who's in charge around here. It's like a big surprise in the neighborhood. What in the world are these weapons? And more importantly, what does this mean for Japan and the whole neighborhood in the long run? Let's dig into the mystery and find out how it's going to shake things up. Come on over. We're delving into the buzzworthy topic of the 5 astonishing weapons the Japanese Navy just revealed. And trust us, you've never seen anything like it before. It's like an early glimpse into the future. You won't want to miss this. Japan's Defense Ministry, also known as MOD, shared its plans to invest in research and development for advanced equipment in the next few years. The details of these projects were revealed in the defense budget request recently published. The budget request for FY 2024 is about 5.48 trillion yen, which is around $49.6 billion. This marks a 2.6% increase from the previous year. The MOD plans to create a big robot boat called Combat Support Multi-Purpose USV. This boat can do many jobs to help other boats. It can fight against enemy ships and submarines and also check and watch over areas. The robot boat is supposed to be around 30 meters long and weigh about 200 tons. This super smart robot boat, called a USV, is like a high-tech superhero. It can work on its own or be controlled from land using satellites. Even if the weather gets tricky or something goes wrong, no worries. It can handle it like a pro. Plus, it's not alone. It buddies up with other robot boats to make a super cool team. This USV is no one-trick pony. It uses super smart computer stuff like artificial intelligence and machine learning to make great decisions. And get this, it can change its gear depending on the job. It can have sensors, missiles, and torpedoes to tackle bad guys. If things get dicey, it can dive underwater, making it a mix of a surface and underwater hero. And to top it off, it's eco-friendly, using electric power and fancy fuel cells to stay strong and quiet. Starting from 2024 to 2027, the MOD is going to dig deep into researching the USV, and the fun testing part kicks in from 2026 to 2030. Why? Because they believe this super smart robot boat will make Japan's sea powers even better and stronger down the road. But here's the real deal. Japan wants to be ready and tough, especially with China doing its thing and North Korea making noise with rockets. So, this USV is like Japan's secret weapon to stay super strong and ready for anything. How cool is that? The new weapon is a special kind of robot boat. We'll call it the Unmanned Amphibious Vehicle, or UAV for short. This cool robot is like a helper for another vehicle called the Assault Amphibious Vehicle, AAV, made by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. The AAV is a tough vehicle that can go on land and in the water, carrying troops and crew. Now, the UAV looks a lot like the AAV but has a high-tech twist. It doesn't need a person inside and has even fancier features. Here's the exciting part. The UAV can work on its own or be controlled from land using satellites. It's super smart, using computer tricks like artificial intelligence and machine learning to make decisions and handle different situations. Plus, it hangs out with other robots and vehicles, forming a team to get things done. And guess what? The UAV can change its gear depending on the job. It can have sensors, missiles, and torpedoes to deal with the bad guys. But it's not just about fighting. It can also carry stuff for the troops after they've landed, making sure everything runs smoothly with fewer people. Now that's one helpful robot. Creating the UAV is a big deal, especially because it needs to handle the rocky parts around Japan's islands. To tackle this, they're adding electric power assist tech to make the inside space more roomy and the whole thing more compact. They're also borrowing cool tricks from the AAV. The exciting part is they'll be testing and figuring this out from 2024 to 2027, with tests going on from 2026 to 2030. The MOD really wants the UAV to make Japan's sea powers super strong in the future. It's all part of Japan getting ready to defend itself, especially with China doing its thing and North Korea causing trouble with nukes and missiles. The next weapon that was revealed was the Anti-Torpedo Torpedo ATT. The Type 12 torpedo is a super advanced weapon used by Japan's maritime forces since 2012 to tackle submarine threats from nearby countries. It's like a super smart missile that can be launched from different places like destroyers, helicopters, and patrol aircraft. This torpedo can travel more than 50 kilometers at a super fast speed, making it one of the best in the world. But guess what? Japan's not stopping there. They're not just satisfied with how good it is. They want to make it even better because they know there might be tougher challenges ahead with enemy submarines using tricky torpedoes. These torpedoes could be so smart that the usual tricks Japan uses to stop them might not work anymore. So, Japan's plan is to upgrade the Type 12 torpedo. They want to give it a new power, the ability to smash those tricky torpedoes fired by enemy submarines. It's like adding a superhero feature called hard kill capability. This means the Type 12 torpedo can directly hit and explode the enemy torpedoes, keeping Japan's ships and aircraft safe from submarine attacks. To do this, they're not just fixing the torpedo itself, but also making the radar on the ships better. The radar is like the superhero's eyes, spotting enemy torpedoes early and telling the torpedo where to go. The upgraded radar will be super sharp, seeing farther and clearer, so the Type 12 torpedo can find and stop enemy torpedoes before they get too close. Japan's got big plans. They want to finish making this upgraded torpedo by 2029. They'll start testing it in different situations, like facing different torpedoes or dealing with different depths and distances. They hope their upgraded torpedo will pass all the tests and become a superhero in the fight against enemy submarines. Exciting, right? Third weapon. Japan just unveiled a powerful weapon they cooked up with the US to tackle super-fast and tricky weapons called hypersonic ones. These include things like anti-ship ballistic missiles, ASBMs, and hypersonic glide vehicles that aim for naval ships. Meet their new superhero weapon, the Glide Phase Interceptor, or GPI. But that's not all. Japan is also making its own system to put on future destroyers, making them even better at spotting and dealing with these hypersonic threats. The first part of this new system is like super ease for the ships, call it a multi-band phased array radar. It's like magic eyes that can track really fast and small targets super accurately. They're using special technology called gallium nitride to make these eyes even stronger. They're planning to develop and test these magic eyes from 2024 to 2030. The second part is like the brain for the ships, called the Combat Management System, CMS. It's smart software that controls all the cool sensors and weapons on the ship. They want it to be flexible and intelligent so it can handle all kinds of tricky situations. They're using something called open architecture to make it easy to add new stuff in the future. And get this, they're adding artificial intelligence to help the crew make quick decisions and handle things easier. They plan to research and test this smart brain from 2024 to 2030. Putting these two things together, Japan aims to create a super strong weapon system to protect its turf from these hypersonic threats. The GPI and the whole system will be like a secret weapon in Japan's defense plan, showing off their tech skills and innovation. How amazing is that? The last weapon revealed was a new surface-to-air missile. Japan isn't stopping there. They're adding another powerful weapon to the mix. Meet the new ship-to-air missile capability enhancement, or NSAM-CE for short. This missile is like a superhero that can shoot down those tricky hypersonic vehicles in the air. First off, they're giving it a better guide called the Seeker. This fancy device uses infrared and radar sensors to spot those hard-to-catch HGVs flying high and fast. It's like a superhero's eyes that lock onto the target and steer the missile right to it. But wait, there's more. They're adding small rockets called side thrusters to make the missile super agile in thin air at high altitudes. This means it can quickly change direction and keep up with the tricky movements of the target. And the brains behind it all, the fire control system, FCS, is getting an upgrade too. This software will be super smart, handling all the complex situations involving HGVs and other threats. It'll use info from the radar and the smart ship brain to launch the missile at just the right time and angle, coordinating with other missiles and weapons. They're planning to develop and test this superhero missile from 2024 to 2031. These are just some of the incredible weapons Japan is cooking up as they gear up for whatever might come their way in the next 10 to 20 years. It's like they're building a team of high-tech superheroes to keep their turf safe. Concluding, Japan just introduced 5 super cool weapons to deal with tough situations. These high-tech gadgets, from smart robot boats to super-fast interceptors, show how Japan is getting ready to face challenges and stay safe. If you found these awesome innovations interesting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's stay connected and explore more about how countries are using technology to stay strong and secure. Join us on this exciting journey.